Good morning. Welcome back to this very small YouTube channel, but welcome nonetheless. Let's go let the dogs out and have a little wander around the garden. I'm also 31 weeks pregnant today. Look. So you might see my belly popping out. I'm so excited. I do love being pregnant.
As a quick reference, we are dairy farmers here in the Waikato, New Zealand, and when we moved into this house a little over a year ago, this is what the lawn looked like. It was just a lawn, and we turned it into our very own kitchen garden. It's made up of 10 separate beds, which are all different shapes and sizes. And in this video here, I'll go through what I'm growing this season. It is only its second season growing, so these are videos from last year. You can see the shape on the left-hand video and my tomato trellises in the middle, and the marigolds that I love oh so much on the right.
Morning. Hello. This here is my seedling table, and I've got so many questions about it over on Instagram. It's quite literally old posts from Jonah's dad's farm, old plywood, all bracketed up, so it's just a table with an A-frame plastic roof on top, and it really does a good job. He's put this opening over here for me. If I could change it, I want to be able to go in there easier. But yeah, this is her in all her glory. People have asked for measurements. I don't have measurements. My thinking was that everything in here was going to be bottom watered. So it is all plastic lined, but the plastic, there's holes in the plastic now. I just water everything from the top. Jonah and I actually used to live over in the Netherlands, and I was working on a flower farm over there, and I really, really wanted to come back to New Zealand and grow a mass amount of flowers. One day I'm going to have a huge greenhouse. In front of my seedling table, I have this small little skinny bed, these are all raspberries, summer raspberries, autumn raspberries. In hindsight, I shouldn't have planted that one in the middle, but that's also summer raspberries, a blueberry on the end, and dotted in there is some small dahlias from last year that I never took out. They're not doing great, but what can you do? You can't win them all. And that little crate is where all my daffodil bulbs are. They did all right for me this spring. They're really gorgeous, but the nature of dairy farming is that you never really know how long you can live in one house for or be at one job for. So things that have to go in the ground and naturalize, I just don't want to put in the ground because I'm selfish and I want them for my own. Like for these trees, for example, it's a mandarin tree and a lemon tree, and they are living in pots because, again, I don't want to put them in the ground because they're my trees. This is the bed closest to our deck. I've got thyme, oregano, rosemary. There is spring onions and chives under this somewhere. I just wanted this to be the easiest accessed bit of the garden because I want herbs every day for my cooking. Here I've also got a line of marigold flowers, nasturtium and lettuces, which is just quick for picking from the kitchen. Okay, quick break because we need to go get some eggs for Bricky. There you go.
Thank you.
Welcome. This trellis here is all green beans. They're coming along. I just keep eating them before they can even go inside. These ones over here are purple. There's a cucumber, and there's a cucumber over there that I also envisage climbing up this frame when these peas are all done. I got a couple of tomatoes that need to be staked. I do really, really intensive planting, and there's not exactly a method to the madness. It's just that I plant a lot of seeds, and then a lot of plants grow, and then a lot of plants get planted out in the garden. So it's quite densely planted, but it's the way I like it. I want it to look full. That's my goal. This was all once broccolini, and now it just looks horrific, but I don't want to take it away just yet because I don't have anything to put here to replace it with. So the day something else is ready to go out, this will disappear. marigolds, sunflowers, old broccolini that all needs to come out. These are all cosmos, cosmo flowers. I think that's zucchini, I think that's squash. Thinking is that it'll go down the hill. Spring, everything is growing, but it's just in a stage of growth. It's not in a stage of harvest or anything. In this bed, I've got corns, marigolds, couple tomatoes, cosmos, and a courgette plant, which actually has my first little baby courgette on it. Here we've got some kale, one huge kale plant, although I did have about 10 in here at one stage, and kale is now slightly a no-go. Nasturtiums, more beans. There's a whole row of tomatoes up here, which is exactly where I grew them last year. And I had a little bit of disease, but I like the look of it. I like the look of something, so I just do it. Not supposed to. Green beans. In here, I've got white onions and red onions, white at the front, red at the back. Whole row of marigolds, big tall ones that you can pick flowers from. This is a marigold. I'm just picking off that flower because I don't want it to grow yet. It's called pinching, so then all of these side shoots will grow up and give me flowers instead. In here is also slug pellets because I have a bit of a slug problem. And look, that's a sunflower seed popping up, sunflower seed popping up. I am putting a lot of sunflower seeds in. I kind of just maybe once a week will just go around and plant a packet of sunflowers, and then I completely forget where I put them, and then they just pop up somewhere, and it's quite fun because they create a bit of height. Corn. This is a row of more tomatoes. I did seed all of my tomatoes from last year's seeds, and then I just sprinkled them across so many different containers. It looks like one tomato here, but there's actually like 3 or 4, and there's potential that that's 3 or 4 different varieties of tomatoes. I actually have no idea what's going on. But that's 3 different tomato plants, and that could potentially be 3 different varieties because I just seeded a lot. There's another zucchini. I can't believe how many seedlings popped up. It's borderline terrifying. Some cucumbers. There's some basil in between those tomatoes. I've got 4 beds here, and they get absolutely pummeled the most by the wind. So I've got this gate that Jonah just built me. I'm extremely happy with it. I've got peas climbing up it. These are all sunflowers. I've got Christmas lilies over there that I was given some bulbs by my auntie, and then all the way around the outside is strawberries. This is a cosmo, lily, sunflower, strawberry, and more sunflowers over there. Straw flower. So really there's a lot going on, you know? And then over here, these are peas, purple peas, that should be climbing up this trellis. You see there's a lot of stuff. I can't help my belly poking out of every single piece of clothing that I flipping own. All of these straw flowers in behind me, and they self-seeded from last year, so they just grew, and then as the little baby plants grew up, I just transplanted them to different parts of the garden. So you can also see those in different parts of the garden. I've got a huge artichoke here. We don't even like artichoke, but it looks really flippin' cool. We've got nasturtiums, more onions. We've got rhubarb in the back corner. But I have zinnia seeds that also I'll put out there. I've got more broccolini in there. I'm going to go inside now and have brekkie with Jonah. I quite like having the nasturtiums in the garden because they create a full looking fullness to it, and the flowers are edible and so are the leaves, although I think they're quite peppery and I don't like them. I also hate the smell of them, but they attract the bugs and I like that. It's slight chaos gardening, isn't it? I absolutely love cut flowers. I want to be able to harvest a bunch or 2 or 3 every single week to be able to give away and have in our own kitchen. My list of cut flowers are sunflowers, marigolds, straw flowers, cosmos, and zinnias. Sunflowers and straw flowers have all been directly seeded into the garden. This is my favourite flower. It's the Icelandic poppy or Iceland poppy, which is used for cut flowers, and they're absolutely gorgeous. They start out as a little bud and then they just pop open. I'd never even seen them before until I was in Jonah's mum's garden. Also, when Jonah and I first started dating, I went to Canada and I was a nanny for a few months, and then when I got home to the airport, it was a bunch of poppies that he bought me, and those are the first flowers I think I've ever got from any man ever. No wonder they're my favourite. The bees think they're fantastic, I think they're fantastic, and they just go a little bit crazy. They must be after something in the soil at the moment, because look at that, they're just, you never know what you're going to get. I never really want gardening to feel like a chore, so as long as I'm growing things that I love to eat and I love to create with, then I'm very extremely happy with it. And as long as I can pick a couple bunches of flowers a week, then I'm also extremely happy with it. I love giving things away. I find a lot of joy in that. I find a lot of joy in creating a dinner for Jonah and I from the garden. And it's nothing fancy ever. It's nothing fancy. I'm doing a couple of strange little experiments. I love an experiment. Oh, well, obviously that's not going very well because it's flipping dying, but I've got in here, supposedly, basils and tomatoes grow really well together. They're like companion planting. So I didn't have enough soil to pot up my basil and my tomatoes, so I potted them up in the same pot. Granted, a couple tomatoes, a couple basils, all in the same pot, because why not? All these little baby basils, I have so many little basils, and I really just go a bit crazy with the seed starting. I sprinkle them in there like they're free. Actually, something I do want to be better at growing is like jalapenos and chilies and capsicums. I had a few like lunchbox capsicums last year, but I was growing them all in the seedling table because our weather here is quite cool considering. Eggplants, chilies, lunchbox capsicums. They're all very small. I really should have started these weeks and weeks before I did, but oh well, there's no rules. Not in my garden at least. It's all an experiment for fun. If I really want a capsicum and I can't grow it, I'll just buy it. See, that looks like dill. What is it? I think maybe it's a Cosmo. These are like jalapenos or chilies, one or the other, nothing is labelled. Zinnias, tomatoes, marigolds. I think this is more broccolini, and I think these are cosmos. I think. See, nothing is labelled. And these are all cosmos. I don't know what the other ones are then. These are all cosmos. This is Sensation Mix, which is my absolute favourite. I literally got a $5 packet from Mitre 10, and they are gorgeous. I'll put a little picture up on the screen. Nothing stays over the belly. My mother would be horrified. And my grandmother, oh my goodness, my grandma, she would hate it. Eggplant. What else have I got in there? There's quite a lot of watermelons. I had a packet. If I have a packet, I'm probably going to plant the whole thing, and nobody needs 40 watermelon plants, but I've got them. So I like to give them away. So why not give them away? I do love our garden oh so very much. We're quite simple with our cooking. We do like meat and 3 veg. We've got meat, potatoes, and broccoli or something, you know? So we just grow those things, especially in the winter. Like green beans, we like salads, we like cucumber salad, I like making pickles. It's all for joy. And we love the seasons because they come and they go. You have lots of one thing at one stage and then you don't have it again for a while, and when you get it back you're like, oh my goodness, I love this so much. Like, I'm so excited for cucumbers. I'm so excited for probably more excited for a cucumber than I am a tomato, although I do love a tomato. I'm excited by a lot of things. I'm easily excitable, okay? My poppies are growing gorgeously. Most of my straw flowers, they're going to be used in a wedding arrangement because I'm doing the flowers for Jonah's brother's wedding, which is very exciting. A little bit nervous for it, but I'm very excited by it. This whole video has been filmed on a brand new camera of ours with a brand new microphone. Normally I film everything on my phone. I don't know what it's going to look like.